Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thanks for joining me for the Leo January 2022 horoscope. Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, and happy Boxing Day in Australia and New Zealand. So we're in the holiday stage of things at the moment. Well, you're starting the new year with your ruling planet in your 6th house. This is going to bring a spark of insight, a surge of interest, and a burst of energy to your work, your everyday habits, and also your health and, how you feel generally, how you tackle a day. So that's good news, lovely Leos. The other thing that's happening, which is not really astrological, but it is a bit interesting, and that is for some countries. There's a little thing happening called a black moon. A black moon is the second new moon in a calendar month. It's like a blue moon, but it's for the new moon, and that's on the 31st. If you're thinking of the Americas, Canada, the US and South America, if you go to Kansas or Chicago and draw a line west of there, all of those states west of Kansas going to Kansas City are basically going to experience a new moon on the 31st of January. If you're in Australia or New Zealand or the UK, the new moon will be actually falling on the 1st of February, so it's not technically a black moon because it's into a new month. So there's a few other things happening. I'll talk about Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde as well, and what that means for you lovely Leos. Just briefly, I'll just quickly explain. I like to draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you. We'll have a look at your horoscope in depth, and then I'll do a psychic channeling at the end, so do stick around for that. Let's go to the board now. And if you're new, please consider subscribing to this channel and hit the notification bell right now. Okay, so let's have a look what these cards have to say for this month, January 2022 already. And we'll see what comes up. Oh, there's some slipping out down the bottom there. Alrighty. Okay, I'll go with that one on top. Closing my eyes. What do I see? Okay, I've got, in my mind's eye, I've got clouds coming back and forth, and this suggests to me that something, maybe you think you've dealt with something, it comes back again. Could be a bit of a worry. It's not a big worry because it's a cloud, and clouds come and go all the time, so it's just normal everyday stuff. It could be more of an annoyance or something like that. So I presume this is sort of starting the year off quite early in the procedures, in the process of things. The card that comes up is a Page of Cups. So you could just be feeling off. Make sure you don't overeat in the holiday period, because this is going to make you feel worse, basically. There's a fish here coming out of the cup. This is basically a message from your subconscious. It might well be a message about your health or your well-being, I'm suspecting. And I think if you're eating lots of carbs and sugar, that's not going to help you. There's something here to do with creativity and self-expression. There's also intuition here as well. Page of Cups means there's a message coming about your feelings or involving your feelings, and it is just a normal everyday type thing. And really, it's up to you, because you can, just eat less, don't overindulge in alcohol, for example. Go for a walk most days. Simple things like that will make a big difference. Okay, lovely Leo. Let's have a look at the second card of the month. So that one you can sum up as messages about your feelings. Okay, second card of the month. Let's go with that one there. Closing my eyes. What do I see? Okay, have you been like frazzled or stressed? Because what I'm seeing, it's like gears in a boat. I'm in a boat and it's actually going back a gear, and I think they're saying slow down. Don't try to do too much. Don't try to handle too many different sorts of things, because there could be some level of stress here that I'm picking up. And yes, so now I can see the water is a bit choppy, and because the water's choppy, it does definitely mean slow down. Don't push it too hard, you know. The card that comes up is the Three of Wands. This suggests a group of people that have a common goal together, and often they're quite passionate about what they believe in, but they don't agree all the time. Whatever the common goal is, they'll get it done, and it'll be some sort of success. Sometimes this is a family dynamic, especially now, Christmas and New Year, when families are together. This is when the problems can start to show. And we see this at Absolute Soul Secrets, the number of calls that come in about, readings about family situations that are difficult to handle. So all of this heat and fire, if you're in Australia, it might even be worse because it's hot. At the moment, today, it's not overly hot, but it's very humid where I am. But some places are quite hot, and the anger and the irritability could be, on overload. So do be cautious about that. It's not a bad card by any means. It just means that you may need to find another way to work things out because you're different people, basically. You don't always agree. But there is a spiritual strength here. And, sometimes there's a bit of challenge to get your point across. Sorry. And yeah, I only cough when I do live streams. I don't know. And it's only occasionally now. 3 different people, all very passionate, but you'll get to where you need to go. Okay, so I'm just wondering, actually, I'm fine. I don't have any viruses or anything, but I'm just wondering now, please be careful because COVID is rampant in lots of areas now, and I'm just wondering if I'm coughing because of that. Something to do with somebody who's listening to this. Please take care. All right, so I'm going to now make this a bit bigger so you can see it better. And bear these 2 cards in mind because they'll probably come up during the reading in some way. Maybe if I put that like that. Page of Cups and 3 of Wands. Okay, so a few different things happening. Mercury is going retrograde from the 14th to the 3rd of February. And there's also a thing called shadow period either side of these dates. So that's when the energy is going on or coming off. The other thing to note is it's in your 6th house on the 1st of the month, but the 6th house has got so much happening here. Those dashed lines, if you could see them, would be actually there. So Mercury at the beginning of the month is here, but on the 14th it's going to be on the other side, and this is going to make a bit of a difference because it's going to move into your 7th house. But at some point it will be what they call conjunct on the descendant. So it'll probably be retrograde at that point, and that involves other people, and it's very significant with your relationships. Mercury retrograde really could be the basis of some smouldering and difficult misunderstandings in your case, Leo, I'm sorry to say. However, it's only for a short time. If you can just be cautious of what you say. If it's anything important, please put it in writing. Be careful with travel because that can go awry, and also your devices. Be careful, backup stuff because things could go missing. Okay, on your descendant, the first thing that comes to my mind is your communications with other people may be misunderstood. Okay. Venus is retrograde until the 29th, and Venus is also here in your house of work. And so these are your relationships with your co-workers. It's also any relationships, like if you have like a romantic involvement with somebody you work with. That could be very difficult having Mercury and Venus retrograde. at the same time because there's going to be quite a distance between you in some way, so there could again be misunderstandings there. There could be issues with money because Venus retrograde Venus looks after money, and retrograde there seems to be less activity, less energy for money. So just be careful of overspending and stuff like that. You're probably paying off your credit card bill from Christmas perhaps, or something like that. The black moon that I mentioned in the Americas, Western Americas only, I'll talk about that in a moment. It only happens every 32 months, so not very often. This is what's called a royal chart because there's lots of activity here on the western side of the hemisphere, and so this is sort of saying there's more dependence on other people this month. Okay, and it's of course, there's probably family around, especially at the beginning of the month, and there's this sort of dance that you do with other people this month. Okay, let's look at your chart now in depth. New moon in your 6th house on the 2nd. There's a lot of practical demands and things, jobs that you have to do, and so you might have to put your feelings on hold. There's some immediate responsibilities that you need to take care of. There could be some concern over your health and well-being, your diet, nutrition, putting your life in order. There's some sort of energy here for self-improvement and new beginnings with the new moon in your 6th house. 31st of December to the 3rd of January, Mars conjuncts Mars. This gives you a fabulous burst of energy, like a fresh start. Be more independent. Take the initiative and strike out on your own. Your physical energy is likely to be more than usual. You're likely to have more willpower than usual. And it's a great time to channel your abundant energy into some sort of vigorous work or a new project. Do watch for anger, irritability, impatience, and also accidents with Mars. Make sure that your thinking is grounded in the present rather than in the future, because Mars is quite future oriented. Go and get stuff done and you're thinking about that, but then an accident could happen. So make sure you be very present with your thinking, what's happening right this minute. 30th of December to the 3rd of January, Venus conjuncts Venus. This gives you a strong desire for love, companionship and affection. But with Venus retrograde, it might be that it's delayed gratification for affection or something like that. Or perhaps you can't get your message across, especially when Mercury goes retrograde later. A new friendship or a romance could begin, but you might be waiting for it. And the same with an established relationship. It could be revitalised in some way, but there's still some sort of waiting or distance between you, perhaps. There could be something beautiful coming your way. You could be surrounded by beauty and harmony, or at least you want to be. And if you're artistic or musical in any way, that could be stimulated now. 31st of December to the 25th of January, Mercury moves into your 7th house. So Mercury's basically moving back and forward here between the 6th house, I don't know if you can see those dashed lines there, the 6th house and the 7th house. Okay, and so from the 31st to the 14th, it's all, all ahead, full steam ahead. You need to seek out the opinions, advice and counsel of other people, perhaps. You may find if there's an issue, talking to somebody else can help you sort it out. It's likely to be quite helpful. You could negotiate some sort of agreement or come to a resolution of a problem you've been having, and you're more likely to be fair and detached at this time. But again, when Mercury goes retrograde on the 14th, just be cautious and put everything in writing. 3rd of January to the 7th of January, Venus sextiles Neptune, and you're quite receptive to beauty. You want to be surrounded by beauty and kindness. You feel tender and gentle towards other people. Maybe you can be of service to them in some way. It could make you very happy now. And again, it's retrograde, so do be a little bit cautious how you go about it. Don't come on, sort of full steam ahead then, because they might misinterpret what you're trying to say. 6th of January to the 9th of January, Venus squares your MC. There's a desire to socialise, be friendly, but at the same time you're likely to be quite busy at work, or there's a lot to do, so scheduling is a thing you have to do. Watch your time management now. For recreation purposes, you'll have to put recreation into your diary. 3rd of January to the 12th of January, Jupiter sextiles the moon. This is fabulous because you're likely to be able to communicate in a very warm and understanding manner. You can pick up the vibe in the room, what people are sort of, not so much what they're thinking, but how they're feeling. You can feel the emotional vibe. If there is a difficult time with a family member or a co-worker, it's a great time to clear up any misunderstandings. It's a positive, enjoyable time. You probably feel better about yourself than usual. Your friends are there to help you, and they will, and you'll help them too. Agreements or contracts that are written or signed up until the 12th likely to work out very well, especially if they relate to your personal life. 8th of January to the 11th, Mercury sextiles Chiron. This can bring relief about a situation, especially to do with worries in your personal life. And there's an opportunity to heal and stabilise relationships with friends and family, and also close work associates. You're likely to have a superlative sense of humour at the moment, and you can talk your way out of complicated or long-standing situations and get things back on track. 17th of January sees a full moon in your 12th house here. This is fabulous because you could be feeling rather sensitive, and you might not feel overly sort of happy because there's like this turbulent current going on in your subconscious, but it is fabulous because it brings stuff up, and you can deal with it now. So it's a great time for peaceful meditation, contemplation, and spiritual renewal. Try to have some time out by yourself. Go for a walk. That helps. 9th of January to the 26th of January, Saturn sextiles Mars. This is great at work or in your normal everyday routine, whatever you do. Brings cooperation and harmony, and any club or team or group that you're a part of can work together very effectively. Business and organisational meetings work out very well, and you come to some sort of conclusion about a goal and get cracking on working on that. You work well with others now, and you're very clear, and people understand what you're on about, basically. So you're also able to work long hours now without usual sort of feelings of stress or fatigue, and it is a great time to concentrate on tasks and organise your affairs in your personal life and your career. Partnerships started now are likely to have a stable, practical, long, successful life. 18th of January to the 18th of February, the Sun moves into your 7th house. Here, this is like your important partnerships. It could be business or pleasure, it could be a marriage or your fiance, somebody very, very close. So you spend a lot of time now concentrating on your close relationships, and you're capable of compromise. Just don't go overboard and compromise too much. The emphasis is on we rather than me. You don't wish to be alone. You will seek the companionship and counsel of others, perhaps at this time. If there are some difficulties in some particular area of life, now's a good time to seek the advice of someone with an objective point of view. 20th of January to the 7th of February, Venus conjuncts the Sun. You're likely to have personal magnetism, which is very strong and attractive. You draw appreciation, affection and attention at the moment, feelings of love, a desire for beauty, and the urge to be creative are very strong. You can beautify your surroundings and pay particular attention to your appearance. Now it's time to have some fun. 22nd of January to the 5th of March, Mars in your 6th house goes into your 6th house here, and you're likely to accomplish a lot at work. You've got a lot of energy just watch for impatience or irritability, because you might not feel like being a team player at the moment. It's great if you can work more on your own. It's an excellent time to begin a new health regime, look after your diet. Maybe you want to do a vigorous exercise program, but do be careful not to overexert yourself. Mars gives you the energy, but can also give you a lot of confidence, sometimes too much. Excuse me. So if you're doing exercise, don't overdo it. 24th of January to the 14th of February, Mercury in your 6th house. So as I mentioned before, Mercury is going back and forward between the 6th and the 7th houses. There's a little dashed line across there that you probably can't see. So it's there, but it's actually in the 6th, and then it goes into the 7th. So thinking, reading, learning about how to improve your work is on the agenda. You may learn a new technique. There may be lots of discussions with co-workers, employers, employees. There could be a lot of beneficial changes. Do watch for misunderstandings until the 3rd of February and a few days after perhaps. Talking about any health concerns or stress you may have is also helpful. 28th of January to the 31st, Mercury conjuncts Pluto. It's like you're probing. You want to look deeper into something. You want to get to the bottom of a situation. Mysteries, unsolved riddles, topics that people normally avoid or sweep under the rug occupy your thoughts. Do watch when you're speaking about these things that you're not overly insistent, or you might turn people off your ideas basically. 31st of January in the Western Americas, west of Chicago, 7th house, we have your black moon, not in Australia or New Zealand, bringing new beginnings to relationships, and you put some time and energy into your important relationships, and your ties with women and your need to connect to important females is emphasised. There might be something major come up about your mother. 20th of January to the 7th of February, Venus conjuncts the Sun, bringing a lot of extra energy. Your personal magnetism is strong, and you did have this earlier in the month as well. But it is a great time, especially in February, more so because Venus is retrograde, to improve your appearance, do something creative. It's great for your relationships, and try and have some fun. Okay, so that's it, lovely Leos. So yeah, just watch this one here with Mars, because there could be some family runctions going on here. That's what it reminds me of, family discussions. Okay, I'm just going to close my eyes now and see what I can see for you for January 2022. Leo, what do I see? Okay, yes, so the first thing is like crafts, arts and crafts. I'm seeing like things that are being sewed or knitted, handicrafts and things like that. So this is like a symbol, I guess, for your creativity. So I just feel like you're going to do a lot of creative projects in January, and maybe things you've been thinking about for a long time but you just haven't got around to, especially if you're in a cold place. I see the fire going. This is about your home, home and hearth, especially if there's like snow around or the weather is really inclement. So this is probably in the northern hemisphere because it's winter there at the moment, and I just feel like there's a big focus on the family in January. Okay, I also get the sense of this is not your astrology, just what I'm picking up now. It's I get the sense of family members going away, like coming in and then going back, and it's some sort of distance that they travel, and to be very careful with delays with Mercury retrograde with people travelling. Okay, that they should have a backup plan and make sure that if there's different legs that they have to travel, that they have plenty of time between each leg. Otherwise it could miss a flight or something like that. Okay, anything else? The lights are coming on, so this means insight and awareness, and Yeah, the weather's changing. I feel like this is winter in the US. It seems quite severe to me. But of course, we don't have, in Australia, our winters are nothing like yours. We've only got a couple of places where it snows. It doesn't snow where I am, for sure. So it just feels like it could be quite a severe winter. So please take that in mind. Maybe it's a good thing to stock up, I think. Stock up on the things that you really need. Okay, because I'm seeing snow here. So it could also mean snow. Okay, it can mean actual snow, but it also means sometimes it's a time of isolation or being alone. And that means you need to take care of yourself, basically, if you're in that situation. You need to create your own warmth and your own light, and you can do that. You have the ability to brighten your life. Call in the angels. If you don't know how to do it, call in the angels to help you do that. Okay, and I want to send you many blessings, and all the people that have Christmas and New Year on their own, know that you are actually not alone, because there's many spiritual beings around us all of the time. Okay, and you can develop your senses so that you can see them, through clairvoyance. Or if you are not particularly clairvoyant, you may hear them, or you might just feel them. Okay, they are there. There's heaps and heaps of spiritual beings here on the planet. I think there's more than what there are actual people. So you're never alone. Okay, so that's it, lovely Leo. I hope this is helpful for you. Leave a like, I would really appreciate that, and share on your socials. That would be fabulous. I just want to wish you a wonderful new year, and may 2022 bring everything that your heart desires. Okay, thanks again, and if you're new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell right now. Thanks again, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.